Now at 6, faculty at Portland Community College have reached a tentative deal with the university that effectively ends their weeks-long strike. We'll break down the details of the contract and when PCC students are expected to return for spring term ahead.
And Washington's governor has now signed the state's millionaires tax into law, but questions remain over if this tax would prevent athletes from signing with the Seahawks or other pro sports teams.
And in the NBA, the league's Board of Governors has officially approved the sale of the Blazers. What's next for the team coming up as your news at sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Tuesday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchick. Glad to have you with us. Chris McGinnis is still off. Not sure where he's at. Rod's still here.
He still works here. He still works here.
I will share Mr. McGinnis, I believe, returns from vacation. He and his family today. Chris is scheduled to be back to work Thursday morning.
We look forward to seeing him.
What is he doing tomorrow?
Say what?
Recovering.
I don't think he gets back in town until late. And so anyway, yeah, he's going to sleep in tomorrow. He's a dad, man. Dad needs sleep, you know? Here's a look at our satellite picture. That is tomorrow's rainmaker. We have an impact alert up for tomorrow's rain event. Nothing alarming, but it will be impactful. We're talking steady rain a good chunk of the day, some heavy rain rates mixed in, heavy shower bands later in the day behind a cold front. So full rain gear day tomorrow, and maybe it's one of those days if you had plans to be out and about and you can postpone, probably a good idea to do so. Here's what we have real quick going on this morning. Light shower activity near Salem works up toward the Canby area and then across Clackamas County, and we actually have snow being reported down as low as 2,000 feet and maybe even down closer to 1,500 feet in the Cascades. It's been like an inch or two of snow reported up there. For Portland, it's overall going to be a cloudy day. We'll have an ongoing threat of some light rain. I have temperatures getting up in the mid-50s. Again, the big rain event, if you will, is tomorrow. For now, back to you.
Thank you, Rod. All right, first on Sunrise, a historic strike in Oregon's history has come to a close. Portland Community College has reached a tentative deal with faculty effectively ending a 3-week strike.
The college tells KGW the deal includes a 2% cost of living adjustment this year and a 3% increase next year, along with a one-time lump payment. Now, the union calls it a very strong contract and says it's thrilled to get back to its students, though members still need to ratify the agreement. Meanwhile, support staff reached a separate agreement last week. PCC's president says that they're also pleased to move forward, but adds, quote, "Our hearts are heavy because we know that this agreement is so far outside of our budget, it will result in significant additional cuts in the future." Most spring quarter classes are set to start next Monday.
Meanwhile, union workers at Kaiser Permanente have voted to ratify a new contract after more than a year of negotiations. The new deal covers nearly 5,000 healthcare workers across the region and includes a wage increase of more than 21% over the life of the contract. This comes after thousands of Kaiser workers went on strike last fall.
Well, this was the scene last night on Highway 217 after a fatal crash on Beaverton Hillsdale Highway and Highway 217. This video came from one of our ODOT cameras around 9:45 last night. Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue says a motorcycle collided with the side of a sedan. The motorcyclist was pronounced dead at the scene while the driver had minor injuries. The crash is under investigation.
A Washington flight attendant is suing Portland-based Stumptown Coffee, claiming the company's coffee packaging contributed to an accident on Alaska Airlines flight. Victoria Waldron says while preparing for landing in 2024, a coffee maker in the plane's galley failed, spraying scalding coffee grounds and boiling water on her, leaving her with serious burns on her chest and other parts of her body. The lawsuit claims Stumptown failed to test its packaging for use under in-flight pressure and heat conditions. It adds at least 9 other flight attendants had been burned in similar incidents. Neither Stumptown nor Alaska Airlines have commented on the lawsuit. Washington's millionaires tax is now officially law after Governor Bob Ferguson signed it yesterday. That means households making more than $1 million a year will be taxed 9.9% on their earnings starting in 2028. There are a handful of tax breaks that come with it, like eliminating the sales tax on hygiene products, including diapers. Small business owners will also be eligible for tax relief.
But with this new tax, some are wondering how it could impact Seattle's professional sports teams. Maddie White, with our sister station in Seattle, spoke to a sports and marketing expert who says there's no reason to panic.
Teams like the Seattle Seahawks have had this feather in their cap for years. No state income tax.
The cherry on top of a deal no longer really is there.
But for millionaire households, that changed Monday morning.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We did it, everybody.
With a new tax targeting high earners starting in 2028.
Because so many of the athlete contracts are $1 million and above.
Seattle U professor Natalie Welch says an impact may be noticeable, but not game-changing.
I don't think it's so much you're going to have like an uproar of athletes who are like, oh, I don't want to play for the Seahawks anymore.
Instead, it changes the negotiating table.
We no longer have that advantage. But we have a ton, I think, of other advantages. Coming to a championship winning team, the culture that they have.
Our weather, she says, is also regarded as a plus compared to many East Coast markets. But the NFL isn't the only league on people's minds.
So
Right.
could this tax affect our chances of getting the Sonics?
I don't think so. I don't think that's something that would be, I don't think the tax would have any impact. And I'm sure that's probably something the governor communicated to the commissioner, but
Okay.
I don't think there's any reason why that would be impactful.
Zooming out, Welch says the bigger picture
Another round of applause for her leadership.
isn't about millionaire athletes. The goal of the tax is much broader, aimed at funding things like affordable childcare.
We're all trying to just afford groceries, right? But if we have a little bit of that extra money to go to games and to go to these kind of events.
And staying with sports news, we have big news from the Blazers this morning. The long-awaited sale of the team to billionaire Tom Dutton has been finalized.
Yeah, the deal marks the first time since 1988 that the Blazers will not be owned by a member of Paul Allen's family. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz is live outside the Moda Center. Thomas, walk us through this deal.
Yeah, well, guys, big news here for the Blazers, and get this, the deal worth $4.25 billion here being finalized yesterday. It's going to be completed in 2 stages. 80% of the deal is expected to go through today. The new owners are an investment group led by Tom Dundon, who also owns the Carolina Hurricanes hockey team. The other 20% of the franchise will stay with Paul Allen's estate until 2028. We spoke to sports commentator John Canzano about the deal. He says we're seeing more and more deals like this one where it takes years for ownership to fully switch over.
Clearly, Tom Dundon's group doesn't have the money. And if you have the money, you make this purchase in one chunk. But what we see more and more with NBA franchises, NFL franchises, is you're seeing large groups of 15 to 20 individuals that are coming together to buy these teams, and they're buying them in stages.
Paul Allen's estate put the team up for sale in May of last year. The deal with the Dundon ownership group was announced back in August. Now, guys, for that $4.25 billion, Paul Allen's estate says they plan to donate it to charity. Matthew, China.
Our Thomas Schultz reporting live outside of Moda Center this morning. Thank you, Thomas. And Rip City set to take on the Clippers tonight. A big game in the effort to move up in the standings. You can catch all the action right here on KGW. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock from LA.
Well, it's 6:08. Time to get back over to Rod for a look at the forecast. What is that purple, Rod?
This is the winter storm watch from the National Weather Service for the Cascades. This is up tomorrow, starting early morning and going through Thursday afternoon. The forecast is exactly what we've been telling you. Snow levels tomorrow around 4,000 feet. The sharp drop to 2,500 feet during the storm event tomorrow night into Thursday. And I still think Timberline 12 to 18 inches of snow, and I still think there could be at least 6 inches or more at Government Camp. It depends if Government Camp stays wet during the day tomorrow. The pavement with ground temperatures near to above freezing. If it's 30 or below tomorrow, then Government Camp could get 8, 9, 10 inches of snow. Here's what we have right now. This is not associated with the storm event that the storm watch is up for, but we are seeing snow showers up there this morning, and that's fresh snow with a temperature of 30 degrees over Highway 26 up at Government Camp. So be prepared for winter driving conditions early this morning. It's snowing actually down below 2,000 feet this morning. All right, there's tomorrow's storm. Here's a flow of moisture out ahead of it, which is producing light showers. And notice the shower activity scattered between Burns and Baker City. Much of Clackamas County seeing some rain this morning. Salem, we've had some rain up into Woodburn. A touch of rain around Newport, it looks like. Kelso is all dry and 33 with thin cloud cover. Portland, we're starting to get the cloudiness thickening up, 42. Overcast skies and 45 in Salem this morning. The afternoon map, clouds pretty much across our state, and everybody has at least a chance of some shower activity. Today, 55. Tomorrow's the impact alert day with the rain storm coming in. Breezy winds to 25. Steady rain in the morning into the afternoon, including some heavier rain rates. And then the shower bands later in the day. Thursday showers, and then the weekend. Boy, the weekend. The weekend. Oh, the weekend. That's all I got to say.